Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of InsurTech LA. My name is Gilad Shai and in this episode I'm honored to interview Kazy Hata. Kazy-san has over 15 years of insurance-related service experience. In 2016 he founded Just In Case, the first Japanese InsurTech. Today, after 4 years of operation, Just In Case offers 5 distinct products and 3 unique business models. Please join my conversation with Kazy-san. Konnichiwa!
Konnichiwa.
How are you doing, Kazy?
I'm good. It just became 10 a.m. here in Tokyo.
So first of all, thank you very much for joining me today. Kazy, I think that we had a great opportunity to meet and to talk while you were still with Munich Re, and now you're the proud founder and CEO of Just In Case, an InsurTech based in Tokyo. Welcome.
Thank you.
Can you talk a little bit about Just In Case?
Sure. Well, you reminded me the last time we directly, talk, not a chatting, but the talk, I think that was 3 years ago, ish, maybe even 4 years ago. Then I was at Munich. I think I was physically in Munich in Germany. And then somehow you are very likely West Coast. And there's some time lag, that just like today. I can't remember what we talked, but I think because I was searching some influencer or InsurTech, somebody who knows about it, West Coast, United States. Then it was like I was trying to talk people to confirm my business plan idea. I don't even remember what it was. I think that was probably turned out to be wrong. But
that's the best way to do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then so Just In Case is, I think, founded almost close to 4 years ago, but it opened up its business only 2 years ago. So for the first 1.5 to 2 years, we are negotiating our insurance underwriting license. So meaning we are just like Lemonade, but a little bit smaller license, smaller amount, short-term license to insurer. So InsurTech underwriting carrier, a company in Japan. And then we have, it's all Japanese, but it's a virtual background shows our 5 products. Until 15 months ago-ish, we had only smartphone insurance, the first insurance product we had. And then we kind of, we have 5 products now. So almost meaning this year we launched 4 products. So it kind of shows the capability of launching several products in a very timely manner, even in a COVID. Right, even in a COVID environment, this April to May, we developed the COVID insurance, the second from the bottom, and then it's quite selling good, obviously. So so our strength, we believe, as a B2C insurer, is the capability of producing the timely and trendy insurance products.
So great. So let's start step by step, right? You were with Munich Re, you went back to Japan, you're based in Tokyo. I've been several times in Tokyo and we always missed each other. So what was the first product that you launched?
Yeah, well, our first product, it's a data-driven insurance product, smartphone insurance, smartphone repairman insurance. So just like Apple Care, we actually have quite a few application users coming into us because of iPhone 12. We're not comparing Apple Care, but we have some parts it's better, and the app you can apply in the application. And what's kind of unique is we judge your behavior via sensor information we can collect from the smartphone, and then we analyze how risky you are. And then if you, unfortunately you are risky, you have a less discount, you are safer than average people, you have a bigger discount for the next period, which is a quarterly renewal product. So it's kind of a we believe it was the first example that machine learning, a little bit complex formula was implemented in the actuarial spec or product pricing mechanism. And so it's kind of very branding, new to the market product we launched, the first things.
Fantastic. So that was your first product, and from there, of
Mm-hmm.
course, you grow. Now, what was the second product?
Second product we launched last summer was leisure insurance. So one day on-demand leisure insurance product. We provided not our app platform, but we provided to the our partner at that time. It was Dai Each Life. It's a listed life insurance company, as you know. And then they wanted to have the app that provides the leisure insurance, accidental insurance, but they didn't have a capability from both product licensing, also the IT side. So we provided both. And then now it's actually converted to the this orange one, Ponta insurance. It provides leisure insurance, cycling insurance, or mountain climbing insurance. So those are accidental insurance. So we providing that kind of products via API to the third-party app that has millions of users.
Very interesting. So, because I'm not familiar with the concept of leisure insurance, so I assume it's something that is similar to other activities, a little bit of travel insurance that more or less will fall in that category. Am I close enough?
That's correct. That's correct. So most recently, actually, we're talking to travel agency, and that is actually having quite a boom in its business, because obviously the foreign travel is virtually prohibited nowadays. But the people cannot live without the travel, obviously, and also the government subsidy, as you might or might not be aware, there's a go-to campaign, go-to travel campaign, go-to eat campaign, travel industry, restaurant industry, those industry having a huge trouble because of the COVID. So there are a lot of subsidies from the government. So the domestic travel has been a huge boom, and we're talking to the travel agency. We can provide such online based insurance to those who travel domestically.
What was the third product?
Third product was Warikan Hoken, which is a peer-to-peer insurance, the green one from the top, second from the top. That was pretty much inspired by Alibaba's Xianghu Pao. You might be aware if you know InsurTech. That was a big move, and then we were super impressed by the product mechanism. As an product actuary myself, it was a big change in the pricing. So we have decided, in a few days, since we saw that idea, we have decided to import to Japan. So it took almost 1 year from the day we saw that in China for us to launch. But we went to the FSA. It was a little bit almost nightmare. We knew that. So we changed our strategy. We went to the cabinet office, which at that time just launched a sandbox system, which is imported from UK or Singapore, and that enables to like something like this peer-to-peer insurance that has never seen in the industry, domestic industry. So negotiation with them, strategic negotiation, how we should push the FSA, convince them this is not illegal in Japan. Of course, not illegal. Nothing is prohibiting this new feature, but no line in the law says it's okay, of course. So it was a long negotiation up to 6 months, and then we developed the system and we get test, and then so in total, well, 1 year. That was a very long story.
And no, and that's great because I'm just reaching the punchline. And I think that now we need to talk about the last product, and then we can talk about the punchline of all of that. So
Sure, great. Then last product, yeah, and then we launched a COVID insurance. That's a simple insurance that covers COVID in May. And then the very last product we launched 2 months ago is the health tech Arukuto Tokoken, the very in the middle. It's the more Aruku is like a walk in English. So more walk, you walk and like, 10,000 steps or 5,000 steps per day, and then you have more discount for the next period, which is the next month. So it's a medical insurance, and it's like it covers cancer, diabetes, those things. But it's kind of like the synergy, analogy of the smartphone insurance. Smartphone insurance covers the people's smartphone. If you are risky, safer, you have more discount. And then the walk to health insurance, or whatever the translation is. The health tech insurance is the more you work, you have more discount. And the more walk steps and the BMI actually is the two main driver besides age gender. And so that's this was also taking a long time. And the first time we saw the data was provided by now our shareholder DNA, the game company in Japan, the big one, and they provided data and they consulted us. We consulted them. How can we convert this to epoch-making new product? So we invented, but it was long project as well about the data analyzation.
how long was it?
And the first time we saw the data was actually 2 years ago when we almost opened our business. But I wanted to talk about this again as well. But DNA is also the big company, so working with big companies sometimes takes like 100 times longer process than it has to be. So it's sometimes very lot of pain.
Yeah, so before we jump into all of these, it's something that I think that the listeners need to digest, because most of the folks that usually listen or attend the different events that I organize, they're coming from the US, from Europe, and basically what you described are four and a half, if we include COVID, different products that are all over the place. In the US, you need different licenses to do that. You started with the product or some sort of I would say, enhanced warranty. Then which is sort of a specialty, non-admitted product in the US. Then you move to life insurance. Then you have travel insurance, and with a structure of B2C and peer insurance. And the last one is actually another sort of life insurance. Now, all of these products, you have dedicated companies that take them 2 years to launch. And here you are building that in 3, almost 4 years, and working in parallel with one of the biggest companies, I would say the bigger companies or the top 3 in Japan. So we're talking about Daiichi Life, and I assume that also with the others. It's amazing. It's mind-boggling. Congratulations. I really, it's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, no.
It could come to my business career. For example, we talked about my last position at the Munich Re. Munich Re, I was doing the product development. Of course, not as a carrier, not as an insurance company, but as a reinsurer. We talk to the Daiichi Life, of course, Nippon Life or Tokyo Marine. Those are top tier, of course, insurers. And let's go for this product. We import from Germany or US. But it really takes time, as you said, 2 years. So that was a huge pain for me personally, because, well, I need to originate a business. That's my business purpose. And then, but origination process takes so long time. That was a huge pain. So why don't I personally change this by doing by myself, all by my company or myself? So that was a big motivation to change the process. And how could I do that was the, one hint was this small amount short-term insurance license that exists for 10 years in Japan, only 10 years, but it's a very, very, very unique to Japan, and that enables us to write both life and the P&C, life, non-life, pretty much anything, but of course the limitation there. And then also the, normally the insurance company does not have an engineer designer internally, but as an IT startup, to have engineer designer internally is super normal thing. It's just like an inhaled air. It's just normal things. So let's do something normal, just a similar or normal standard thing as an IT company, but with the insurance, knowledge in it, or spirits in it. So that's what I wanted.
Mm-hmm. And that's great. You set a goal and you went after that. It's remarkable. Now tell me, how long did it take you to build an insurance company? And I assume that you are a carrier on all the different line of business.
So the license or first product negotiation was close to 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
but nowadays we can launch a product about 3 months, and the COVID insurance was actually literally 1 month. So I think our IT tech foundation, tech base is quite flexibly made. I'm not sure we can go for like variable annuity, for example. We're not capable of doing from license-wise doing the investment insurance product. So that's kind of an exception, but for those normal protection insurance, that's pretty easy. And then our talk so far was focusing the P2B, B2C product or service from us. But because of this capability, or I need to say capability of producing the insurance products from tech side,
Mm-hmm.
we are working with the insurers who would like to go for this speed in the insurance development. This is because of the COVID. We launched a product 1 month. Also, because of the COVID, the insurance environment is completely changed. They need to go for the even primitive internet channel, in addition to the face-to-face channel. But the internet channel ownership, as importance of the internet channel is getting bigger in Japan as well now. So, but to achieve that, it takes again months or years. That's gonna be that's not gonna work. So they are interested in our framework that's built on the AWS. Again, this is normal things for the startups, but it's not normal thing. So quite an exotic thing for the incumbent insurer. So our B2B side is interesting. We have one more company entity called, just in case, technologies. We established last year for this purpose. And then that entity, I'm also the CEO of that entity. We provide B2B insurance software as a service, a SaaS, insurance SaaS system to them.
And the industry
We
is
don't
good
have.
with that? And is it okay with the industry or your investors that you have your IP technology and you spin it out as well and monetize it that way?
Yes, that could be one discussion, but investor of ours is completely fine. And then from our strategy wise, actually it's needed because some of our products are medical, right? Peer-to-peer cancer insurance and also the medical COVID insurance, those are medical. Because of this license limitation, we can sell only one product, could be two, but not three products to one individual, one insured. So it's a bigger limitation, restriction. So still, if the customer loves us, our product, what kind of product can we upsell? They want to have more, but for not from us, then we're going to be the distributor, and then we're going to change their UI UX and to make it simpler, better, and then we provide as an upsell products. And then from the insurance point of view, the customer from a B2B service, they don't see us as a pure competitor, because this is again limited license. And then there's like an auto insurance we cannot provide, saving product we cannot provide. Even the mortality protection, it's up to this level. So it's a kind of good complementary relationship we see. It's not the theoretical, it's history proof that conversation is proven.
Is there some sort of a challenge working with the different insurance companies? I had the chance to work with various Japanese companies, and it's sort of, are you working with me or are you working with them? It can be or this, not both. Is there a challenge there in the insurance?
Yes. For example, like 2 years ago, we started our business. Well, 3 years ago, we get out of the stealth. We became a public. It's there was almost zero, or exceptional, one or two, almost zero company that has a digital department or innovation department at the insurance. So it was super hard to talk to them. Even I knew people, of course. I was working for the insurance industry, but who should be my counterpart was very, very, very difficult. Sometimes at the company, okay, I'm in charge, and then the other department, I'm in charge. Okay, who is in charge? And then sometimes the other company, nobody virtually is in charge of working with the IT startup. But nowadays, like now, almost all company, or some exception, again, very small companies, they have the digital transformation or innovation office. And then they not only the existence, but also the importance or power internally. It's actually, I observe it's quite big. So it's really, really supporting.
Yeah, that's very impressive. I was very impressed when I visited uh, or Tokyo, even here. Most of the Japanese companies, they have presence here in the US,
Mm-hmm.
Tokyo Marine, Mitsui Sumitomo, etc., Daiichi Life, and all these guys, that they come here in order to learn sort of doing the Silicon Valley way. And the same thing, and
Yeah.
the shout out to our friends in Plug and Play in Tokyo, they are bringing in every time a beautiful cohort and a great opportunity twice to, to present companies in that pitch event and have conversations with the various folks. And it was a different instance, but and that can be a different topic. I met with the president of one of the, let's not say the name, but basically he was in charge for 180,000 agents, insurance agents. Now, that's more or less the same number that we have in the entire industry here in the US. That was for one company. Now, he described me the same problems we see here in the US that are getting old, and part of their job is actually to go and collect the checks and the premiums.
Right.
Now, there you are, just in case, stepping in completely digital. First product is actually mobile devices. How does it mesh?
Yeah, I do not deny the face-to-face talk, discussion, solicitation important, and then that will, I would say, survive for long years. It won't go. But small insurance, or the even difficult, complex insurance, the people who decides by themselves comparison, and then just go for it, like people who went for the online internet insurance. It started by the LifeNet. That's actually my partnership company. 10 years ago, they started internet-based distribution. Some, let's say 5% of the population went for that. It's not a majority yet, but it's booming nowadays. But those change is definitely happening in this area now because of the COVID, because of like people like us. There are a lot of choices. But again, I don't think the face-to-face will go. So at some point, it will be competing. The hopefully this API or internet app-based channel will be invading the face-to-face channel. But for long years, like 10 years, almost like feel like forever, it's gonna be a different channel. Both will survive. But one thing that clearly changing because of the basically COVID is the those face-to-face channel is now became online mostly, like this kind of like Zoom conversation and the sign up, not the paper based but the digital based, and actually the regulation is also changing because of this trend. So it's changing. So I think it's a good news for us as well, and we actually have some R&D project that help those face-to-face channel, online face-to-face channel as a B2B provider. So I think that will be the future and the near future of the Japanese insurance industry.
Gotcha. Now, something that you mentioned earlier, and in our previous conversation, and it was the peer-to-peer insurance. Now, that peer-to-peer,
Right.
what can you tell me about peer-to-peer?
Yeah. So this peer-to-peer insurance, actually, from my history, we actually launched a smartphone insurance, as I mentioned before. We were trying to make this as a peer-to-peer smartphone insurance. I can't remember the name of the company from UK, but they are doing similar as a broker, MGA, but so sure, yes, the company. But we failed 3 years ago. We failed. And then we were talking to the FSA, the negotiation. We want to do that in Japan, but after 6 months-ish, they officially said, okay, not this time, basically. So we really wanted to do that. We wanted to come back, but because of the Alibaba and the Sandbox, we could go for it. But we didn't simply import. We modified a lot to fit from a legal perspective and, more importantly, culture perspective. The Alibaba's one, I didn't invent them, so a little bit imaginary, but it's based on the people fundamentally bad. So they might deceive others, they might lie, so they publish all the papers, like a cancer diagnosis papers, so people will check if the fraudulent claim is there, that people's payment will be higher. So why don't you all check it, please? So it's kind of fundamentally bad basis insurance.
So before you jump into Japan, just clarify to the audience that is not familiar with. So Alibaba is very known for being the Amazon, but for wholesale, and of course they have the same IT and engineering capacity as an infrastructure, the same as AWS. Now, in addition to that, Panang is very famous to running their infrastructure on them, etc., etc. Now, can you explain a little bit better in terms of where that insurance program is running? We're talking about life insurance or property, and then what's the attitude between good actors, bad actors, and that culture background?
Yes. So the Alibaba channel about peer-to-peer insurance provided in the Alipay, their payment platform. Then the product is kind of medical or critical illness medical products.
In
so
which
one
country? Is it only
in China, mainland China only, mainland China only. Yes, from a legal perspective, only there. So there's after almost 2 years, I think there's already 200 million users, I believe, is there already. It's close to 20% of the Chinese population. So it's a huge product. And then, of course, Alipay is used by virtually everybody in China. So it's a big platform. But the good thing about that is very cheap. we calculate that it's 1/3 each of the existing product in China. So it's extremely cheaper. And then Alibaba is not meant to monetize by this product, but by let them buy this product almost for free and then upsell the others. And so that's the strategy. So that's the reason why it's cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
And then so that product is so if one get the cancer, let's say there's 100 users, except for instead of 100 million users, then one get the cancer. So Alipay will pay 100 Chinese dollar to one person, and then one person will use that for the medical process, and then for the rest, 99 people will pay. So 100 divided by 99, so $1.1 each will be the premium, post-pay premium. The normal product is prepaid, right? You prepay the premium, but this product is post-pay. If nobody, so 0% get the cancer, no premium. Now our product as well, for the first 6 months, there's no person get the cancer. So that was the free cover. And one people get cancer, 2 people get cancer. The diagnosis paper from the medical hospital will be published in the app. Then 99 people can check, okay, this is correct. So we are willing to pay. This is incorrect. This is forgery. So we don't pay. So please, Alibaba, check it. So this is how it works in China.
And then we took that, and we saw that I think it was for insurance, or you mentioned the German company and the one in the UK. Now you took that peer-to-peer model, and you change it so it will work in Japan. How does it work in Japan?
So the how it works is ignoring the small minor legal detail. It's very similar to the one by Alibaba. So one get cancer, 99 others will support, but not like China. We are not obviously allowed to publish the personal information who get the cancer to the public or app. So it's anonymous space, of course. So what we are doing is the 40 years old, from 40 to 49 years, 40 years old lady get the breast cancer. This is the amount we paid to her last month. So this is the premium you need to pay. So in this way, still, fraudulent claim checking, that's what we do as an insurance underwriter. So customer 99 people are not responsible for that, unlike China. But when we had the first cancer insured person get the claim, 99 people send, or we request them a voluntary basis. Why don't you send not only the money, but also there's some message to the one person, of course you never met. And then they send us a lot. And then our landing page of the product has that disclosure, of course, anonymous basis. Oh, you get a cancer. My father was also died by the cancer. So this is what we're doing. Please take care, blah, blah, blah. So that's kind of very, very, very warm messages. So we think this product is more like fundamentally good basis. People want to be helped, but people more want to help. So help each other. So it's kind of crowdfunding. You help somebody else, but it's a contractual basis. You help and you are helped in case you get a cancer. So it's but if you think deep about it, all the insurance product is like this, right? But the problem, if there are any, is normal product does not seem like that helping each other. You just one-to-one insurers and you a contract, but in this way, it really changed your mind. I say it's a left mind, left brain. Okay, it's a cheaper, reasonable product, but the right brain, you can feel you are helping others. That's I think the core of the product. And then I believe this is the distinguishment between China and Japan.
And it's a very interesting what you offer here, especially within transparency as much as possible, because you're still obligated to privacy, I assume HIPAA, and other compliance.
Yes, the as you mentioned, the philosophy or emotional philosophy, emotional collection is the unfortunately normally missing in the normal insurance product, but this product is enabling the part, and then which is, of course, majority of our people, I believe, entering this insurance because it's cheaper. But after you enter and you experience this new insurance experience, then I hope they feel the goodness about this, the product itself.
Kazy, great. So you have 4-5 products all over the place, which is remarkable in such a short time. What's next?
Sure. What's next? Yeah. So of course we will continue to produce a good product, but what we don't do is just this is like a 30% off price compared to the normal insurer. So it's like we don't want to create a red ocean. We keep creating something new as our B2C product. But more importantly, we realized B2B, the insurer want to change. We can enable to change them. So that B2B feel that you cannot see from our website yet, but we will put more effort to that area from this year towards next year.
So we've all been sitting in COVID, and you were very active. In 1 month, you created a COVID insurance product. Any recommendations in terms of book or something interesting, that a movie that you saw recently?
Okay, I saw anime movie yesterday. Actually, Kimetsu no Yaiba. It's movie. It's making a historical move. Like first 1 month, I can't remember, but I think 15 billion yen ish. Sales. It's a historical highest. It's a lot bigger than. I can't remember the others, but it's a like record, and Taiwan, China, it's starting. I'm sure it will go to US too. So, well, I'm not like an anime person at all, to be honest. But if every day all the news are saying it's record high, so I wanted to go there. So I could feel like it.
Yeah, anime is, I think it's big in the US for a while now. It's big trend here. And last question before we say goodbye. What's the most important thing that insurance industry in the US and Europe, or InsurTech startups, need to know about the insurance industry in Japan?
Oh, that's a good question. I think it's not about an insurtech at all, but it's like a global cross-border business. Unfortunately, just like the US, probably big corporates act very slow, but the reaction from this meeting, what is next step? What do we do to, or is that is it your answer yes or no? It's a little bit difficult compared to the other culture. So it's probably the best to have some partnership with the local partnership to do that. Otherwise, it's gonna be a super time-consuming loss for you.
Gotcha. Kazy, thank you very, very much for joining me today. Have a great day. And I hope to see you soon in person.
Yes, sure, finally. Yes, sure. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Have a good one.